What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're getting into my Week 9 NFL predictions. So let's dive into it. Starting out with Week 8, another crazy week of football. Not as crazy as Week 7, but still pretty darn crazy. So let's get into my picks. I got the Bills one right over the Buccaneers. That one was pretty obvious on Thursday Night Football. The Cowboys just absolutely smothered the Rams there, got that one right. And then an upset, I got the Titans right over the Falcons. What a performance from Will Levis right there. And the Falcons didn't have enough in that one. I got the Dolphins game right over the Patriots. Got the Vikings one right for the Packers. Prayers up to Kirk, though. That's an unfortunate loss for the Vikings. But I think they should be fine. And then we got the Saints one right over the Colts. And an upset. Good win from Derek Carr in that offense. We got the Jets one right over the Giants. Another crazy one. The Jets go all the way down, pull off this upset. That one was a wild one. We did get the Jaguars one right over the Steelers, 20-10. Kenny Pickett gets injured in this game. It wasn't enough for the for the Steelers in this one, and the Jaguars won it. Got the Eagles one right over the Commanders. I was debating with this one. I was maybe going to go with Washington, but I decided to flip it back to the Eagles, and I got it right. So, for whatever reason, those two teams seem to play very high scoring and very close. Like I said, for whatever reason there. But the Eagles won it. And then my first pick wrong. We got the Panthers game wrong over the Texans. Bryce Young and the Panthers get their first win of the season, so that was wrong right there. Did pick the Seahawks game over the Browns. That one was a wild one there. And Seattle won it. As a Seahawks fan, that was a very crazy game if you watched that one. But anyway, my biggest upset probably of the year, Broncos over the Chiefs. I got that one right. I anticipated a little bit of a downfall from the Chiefs in this game. With these two just playing like 2 weeks ago, Broncos made adjustments. This is the NFL. Teams will make adjustments on you, and the Broncos did, and they got the win over Kansas City. Did pick the game right over the Ravens over the Cardinals. That one wasn't a surprise. Got the Bengals over Niners right. I originally went with the Niners in this one. I flipped it to the Bengals here. I just anticipated with all these injuries, it would stack up for the Niners. It gets a good Bengals team coming off a bye week, and it happened. The Bengals got a big win. The Niners fell to 5-3. Did get the game right with the Chargers over the Bears. Their dominant win for Los Angeles. And then to round things out, I got the Detroit Lions right over the Raiders. So where does that leave me all throughout the week? That left me with a 15-1 record, guys. The only game I got wrong was the Panthers-Texans, which I was debating going with the Panthers, but I did end up going with the Texans there. Crazy, really good week. My best week so far of the season. That leaves you with an 82-40 record. A big improvement this week. The picks went well this week for sure. But let's get into now these predictions. Starting out here with the Steelers and the Titans on Thursday Night Football. You look at Kenny Pickett. It looks like he's coming back in this game for Pittsburgh. This game's being played in Pittsburgh. Will Levis and the Titans looked very solid last week. They're going up against a much better defense, though, in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Down in Pittsburgh, too. I think that's going to be a little bit too much for Levis and the Titans. They're going to try and run the football, but the Steelers defense is going to do a good job covering that, I think. And then I think, probably going to be a little bit of a low-scoring game. I trust the Steelers defense more than I do that Titans defense. So that's why I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers here. But I anticipate this one's probably going to be a pretty darn close game. But I'll go with Pittsburgh. Okay, Kansas City versus Miami here. We got two 6-2 teams playing in London, or is this the Germany game? Let's search that up real quick. I believe it's probably the London game. Germany. Yep, it's a Germany game. So that's exciting. We got the second Germany game, and this one should be a fun one. This is a big game between these two 6-2 teams. Chiefs coming off the loss to the Broncos. The Dolphins coming off a win to the Patriots. So an interesting game, honestly, guys. This is tough to predict. You look at the Dolphins offense, it's going to be going after it, but the Chiefs defense has been better. Honestly, I think that with the addition of Jalen Ramsey, this Dolphins defense is going to do a good amount in this game against the Chiefs corners. That Dolphins defense was a lot better last week. Obviously, it was against the Patriots. But still, Patrick Mahomes, I think it was a bounce back week for the Chiefs, but it's being played in Germany. So I'm actually going to go with the Miami Dolphins. I do think they're a more complete team on offense. They're the best offense in the league, in my opinion. And defensively, I think they're good enough. But this is going to be a very close game. We know how solid this Chiefs defense is. We know Patrick Mahomes is so good, and Travis Kelce. But give me Miami in a win. All right, Vikings, Falcons. Whoops, clicked that one a little bit too quickly there. But an interesting game. The Vikings going to be starting Jaren Hall in this one. The Falcons, Desmond Ridder, obviously this season has kind of struggled. So it's just a little bit of a weird game here. How do we see Jaren Hall in this game? Oh, I just got a notification. The Falcons are benching Ridder. Taylor Heineke is starting. That might change the effect of this game, in my opinion. So Desmond Ridder is down. Heineke is up for the Falcons here. You look at the offense for Atlanta with Taylor Heineke. I think this offense is going to be playing a lot more in structure. I think Heineke is going to be a quarterback that can hold on to the football. A Vikings defense that's going to be pressuring them all day. I think they can run the football effectively. And as long as they can take care of the football, I think they can beat the Vikings at home here. If this was Desmond Ridder, I was probably going to go with the Vikings, but it's Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke, I think, could hold on to the football. I think he's a better option than Desmond Ridder. So the Falcons, I think, are going to win this one. Jaren Hall, as much as I love him from BYU, I'm going to count him out and the Vikings in this one, especially without Justin Jefferson still. So give me the Falcons in this one, but I anticipate another close game there. All right, moving on, we got the Browns and the Cardinals. Cardinals 1-7, Browns 4-3. This is one of the more easier ones. The Browns defense is going to dominate against the Cardinals. It looks like Clayton Tune is going to be starting now for Arizona. I just don't think that's going to be enough for the Cardinals. They have been a scrappy team, but the Browns are the better team. Whether it's P.J. Walker or Watson playing, I don't think it's going to matter. Give me the Browns. All right, Rams, Packers now. We got a 3-5 and a 2-5 team here. This is the game that the Rams need to bounce back on, after an atrocious performance. This Packers defense has kind of struggled right now, getting things going. Matthew Stafford's got to play better than what he did in the previous game. And I think that Sean McVay is going to get this team ready. I think this Rams team's a much better coach team than the Packers are. At this point, I think that the Packers aren't a good coach team with Matt LaFleur at all. It was really, we saw it with Aaron Rodgers probably covering up some of those weaknesses on this Packers team. So I'm going to go with the Rams in this one. I think they're the better team. It's being played in Green Bay, so could it be an upset? For sure, but give me the Rams on the road. All right, Commanders, Patriots, a 3-5 team and 2-6 team. The Commanders are down in that tier now with, of the bad teams with trading away Chase Young and Montez Sweat, it's just, they're down. They're down there. Spent a lot of quality on those players and just can't really figure things out because this defense hasn't been great this season. So it's kind of unfortunate for the Commanders. A lot of people are going to be picking Washington in this game. This game's being played in New England. Bill Belichick, I think, is going to come up with a good game plan to stop Sam Howell and the Commanders. And as I mentioned, the Commanders are on the same level as the Patriots, I think. And, Patriots at home. Mac Jones, I think, will have enough. This team has been playing a little bit better over the past few weeks. So give me New England at home there. Okay, Bears Saints here. I don't know if Justin Fields is going to be back in this game, but I don't think it's going to change my opinion. If they brought in Montez Sweat, it could be a factor in this game, but I'm going to go with the Saints here. Saints are the better team here. They played a lot better last week. Derek Carr should be able to move things well with this offense. So Saints win it against Chicago. All right, then we have a Sunday. Should be a must-watch football game. We have the Ravens and the Seahawks here. Seattle loading up this defense. That's what you love to see if you're a Seahawks fan. Getting pass rushers in there. This secondary is going to be really good. The Ravens, they're going up against a very good defense. They beat the Lions, which their secondary wasn't their strength. It's a very solid secondary, but Seattle's strength is that secondary. It's going to be tough for the Ravens, so Lamar Jackson's going to have to beat the Seahawks with his legs in this game. Can he do that? I mean, of course he can. But I think Seattle bringing in Williams and Frank Clark, it's going to be tough. Geno Smith against a very solid Ravens defense. In Baltimore, it's going to be a tough game for the Seattle offense, but they've done a lot of nice things. They really did well against that Browns defense. So I'm going to go with Seattle. I know it's on the road, maybe a bit of biased here with picking the Seahawks on the road against the Ravens. Don't get me wrong, Baltimore and the Seahawks, they're both very, very good teams. I think Seattle matches up well, though, with the Ravens, with the way that secondary is going to play against these receivers. I think it's going to be tough for the Baltimore Ravens to really get anything going on offense. So, and I think I trust Seattle's offense against this Ravens defense more than I do the other way around. So, give me Seattle, but another very solid game and another close one, I bet. All right, moving on, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Houston Texans. Two teams coming off tough losses. Houston kind of trending a little bit upwards, tough loss, but the Buccaneers are a team that I think is trending downwards, like very much a downward spiral right now for the Buccaneers. This one's being played in Houston, so that might have an effect on this game. But I think I'm going to agree with the 55% of people here and pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Houston's still a very young team. The Buccaneers are I think, the better team in general. Defensively, I think, if anything, they're going to do enough. And the offense, it's a decent Texans defense. It's a very well-coached unit, but not the best talent in the world. The defense, I think, for the offense for the Buccaneers can hopefully figure things out for them this week. So I am going to go with... I'm debating actually on this one. I might go with Houston here. I just trust CJ Stroud more than I do Baker Mayfield at this point. I know it's a solid Buccaneers defense. Never mind. I'm going to go with Houston. I'm going to go with Houston at home here. Just the way the Buccaneers have been playing, I just don't trust that team. I'm going to flip it up there, go with the Texans, but it's a very even matchup. Give me Houston, though. All right, next up we have the Colts and the Panthers. A Frank Reich revenge game, if you will, for Carolina here to try and get that win. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. Panthers coming off the win last week. They have another home game, so that could be an effect being played at home. Bryce Young was really carrying that team against Houston. I don't think it's going to work out, though, against the Colts. I think this Colts team is the better team here. I think their defense, it's a much better week to figure things out. I think they're well coached. This week, I think they'll finally figure things out on that side of the ball, and Gardner Minshew and that offense will do enough against this Panthers defense who's been a disappointment this season. So give me the Colts in this one, but I would not be surprised if Bryce Young wins another one 2 weeks in a row against the Colts. All right, Raiders, Giants now 2-6, 3-5. Just an ugly game here that we got. It looks like Jimmy G is not playing in this game. It looks like he's been benched. Yeah, this is just a weird one. The Raiders' run defense was absolutely atrocious in their previous week. And guess what the Giants love to do? Run the football. So I think that's going to be a big mismatch in this game. And then I don't even know if Tyrod Taylor is playing. Is he? Let's search it up. Tyrod. Daniel Jones fully cleared. Okay, so Daniel Jones is playing. We'll see if that's enough. I'm honestly going to go with the Giants here. Like I said, the Raiders' run defense has been horrible. They've been a lot better against heavy pass teams. You see where their wins have came from. The Broncos, team that really was passing. The Packers, their run game has been atrocious this year with Aaron Jones. And then their third win was against who was it against? I totally forgot, but someone out there. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Giants here. Their offense, I think, if they can run the football, Daniel Jones could do a little bit more on the passing game this week than what they did against the Jets. And then this Giants defense has been very solid, with a backup quarterback. I just don't trust that Raiders offense. So give me New York. It's amazing to me how easy of a schedule the Raiders have had, and they're 3-5 right now. So that's just unfortunate. But give me the Giants in this one to move on to 2-6. All right, Cowboys, Eagles now on Fox. We got a fun one here. Big game for the NFC. The Cowboys need to win this one to keep up with Philadelphia. And it's going to be an interesting one. Dak Prescott played really good last week against the Rams. That obviously, of course, happened. The defense for the Cowboys looks very good. Is it hard to count out Philadelphia? Yes, the Cowboys in these big moments have kind of struggled a little bit in some aspects of their team. I don't think they're a better coached team than the Eagles, and it's being played in Philadelphia. I think these two probably ultimately split this season, but I'm going to go with the Eagles at home in this one to win. But the Cowboys, they need to win it. We'll see if they can step up to the plate. Okay. Now we have a big Sunday night football matchup, Bengals-Bills. In my power rankings video, this was the game I was like, this is the game the Bills can prove that they're a contender in, with a win over the Bengals. And it's going to be tough here. Jamar Chase and the Bengals just beat a very good Niners team a week ago on the road. So this is no cakewalk for the Bills. They do seem to show up against these great opponents. Will it happen, though? I am not entirely sure. Being played in Cincinnati, Damar Hamlin, kind of revenge game here. Great story from Hamlin. But I think I'm going to go with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I think this Bengals offense is coming on at the right time. It's a decent Bills defense, and I just don't trust this Bills team. Just be honest. They're just too inconsistent this season. That might mean that they pop one against the Bengals, but I think the Bengals are a more consistent team at this point. Having the 3-game winning streak, I think they can get the win and keep that winning streak going over the Buffalo Bills. All right, then the final week here, we have the New York Jets and we have the Los Angeles Chargers. A 3-4 and a 4-3 team here. Interesting game. Because the Jets defense obviously is going to attack in this one. That defense is one of the best in the league. And then you look at the Chargers offense, it's been a very explosive offense at times, so it's difficult there. And then Zach Wilson and the Jets offense needs to figure things out, but after a bad week. But I'm interested to see what happens in this one. I think this game could go either way. It's being played in New York, which I think is a big effect in this game. Somehow Los Angeles has had 3 primetime games in a row here for whatever reason. So good on them for getting that. I guess that's what you get for playing in Los Angeles. Man. Do we go with the Chargers here and Justin Herbert? I think I'm going to go with the Jets. I think I trust this Jets defense more than I do the Chargers offense, and it's being played in New York. The Jets are due for a loss, though, I think, at some point. But I don't think it's going to be here. Give me the Jets in another crazy game. I might flip that one. But I'm going to go with the Jets right now. So, yeah, a lot of crazy games this week. Enjoy the crazy football, guys. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you all for watching this video today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the content. Comment down below your predictions. Anyway, guys.